What the fuck? I'm tired. I had a very early start. I was out on the road at like 6:10 this morning. I got a couple of texts. Hey, B, when you get home later, you have a chance, give me a call. So I called. And I was like, really? Then again, I'm not surprised. Nothing really surprises me on here. What people will do for attention, build a channel, and what they will do with their projects. One here was sticking out longer than the other. So really, I guess there's another new 318 build on the block. This 318 is also going to benefit a worthy cause. What the cause is, person didn't say. But it's nothing new. Beyond what people will do on here to get attention, to build their channel, to hopefully get enough subs, to get enough views, to make money. There's something that's even worse, when people beg and panhandle for pots of money to build something that they want to build because they don't want to pay for it themselves. The first instance I saw of this was a long time ago, before I encountered all these scammers, with the egos the size of Mount Rushmore. Saw a guy on here one time in his garage, and he had a 67 or 68. It wasn't a 69. You can tell a 69 is a little different on the rear quarters with those gills. All in primer, just a roller. No interior, no glass, no nothing. Just a roller. Suspension, wheels. You could push it, roll it. That was about it. No chrome trim, no bumpers, no grill, no nothing. And he came on here and he was saying, yeah, this is my Camaro, my 67, I think. Or a 68. It's been a long time. It was one of the two. Yeah, I've been wanting to build this for a long time. I saved up enough money, to get the body work done and get it in primer. And he's showing, as you can see, it needs everything. I was hoping, you could give me money so I can build my Camaro. Just begging for money. And I remember seeing it and I said, what the fuck's with this guy? Don't this guy have any fucking dignity, any fucking self-respect, coming on here begging for money because he wants to build a car that he can't afford? Well, then don't fucking build it. If you can't afford to build it yourself, don't fucking do it. And he doesn't have any problem coming on here begging for fucking money for something he wants to do. And I remember thinking about that, saying, wow. But I've seen more and more of that over the years. People don't realize that's what Sanford did with Baby Bottle Rocket earlier, in the early stages, on his yak session Sunday nights. It's back when I used to watch. Hey, if you guys could help me out, with Baby Bottle Rocket, I got to do a lot to it, I get it to run that 10, and it takes a lot of money, I'd appreciate if you guys could help me out. Man, people are fucking throwing money at him. I myself saw one time, someone gave him $200, a few other guys. He was getting hundreds, 50, 100, 200, 100, 150, 200. A lot of people paid for that Baby Bottle Rocket, Then he scammed Nitrous Express to get a free nitrous kit off them. Then they pulled the plug on him when they saw that fucking years were going by. He wasn't doing anything to promote their product, to show. Like I said, I think I talked about this in the past. Remember Nitrous Express on the windshield? Behind him, big Nitrous Express poster. He was the poster boy for Nitrous Express, and I could understand them falling for his bullshit. Hey, we got this guy here saying, hey, look, I got this, $300 car I pulled out of a junkyard, it was ready for the scrap heap with a 318, and I'm going to put a cam and headers, aluminum intake on it, it's going to, but with nitrous, I can get it to run a 10. That'll be great promotion, advertisement for your company, And I can understand Nitrous Express. You know, oh, yeah, what's this kit going to cost them? They didn't give him a real top-tier, high-end kit, you know, multi-stage kit. They gave him pretty much basic, you know. Yeah, it's not that expensive, not all the skin off our ass. And hey, this guy gets, you know, this piece of junk with a 318 to run a fucking 10 because of our product. It's going to be guys out there saying, shit, I got a 340, I got a 360, I got a 383, I got a 440 that already runs decent. Man, if you can get that thing to run a 10 with that, imagine what I can do to my car with that. And they'll be ordering Nitrous Express kits from them. I can understand them falling for his bullshit. And that's what it was, bullshit. And then as time and time went by, they saw he wasn't even racing the car. It was ignoring it. He got the kit, which he didn't even install. Lamb Chop installed all that for him. Like Lamb Chop laid on the fucking ground on gravel. Sanford didn't even give him a fucking piece of cardboard, a blanket to put under his back. Scraping, you know, 20 pounds of undercoat off that thing. Got to save that fucking weight. Lamb Chop put a lot of hard work. And his health wasn't that great, you know. His bout with cancer, you know. And I'm not spreading any personal things. People know he told people himself. And I really like the guy. You know, we know what happened to him, right? And Sanford didn't do nothing with the car. Then for a while, they're like, hey, guy, we held the bar in. We gave you that free fucking kit. Now, what are you doing for us to help promote our product? What are you doing? Sanford just blew him off. Remember the day came? All of a sudden, you didn't see that sticker on the window no more. That poster on the wall was down. No mention of Nitrous Express. Oh, yeah. He was told, we want nothing to do with you. Don't ever associate your name with us in any way, shape, or form. You're going to be getting a letter from a fucking lawyer. They shut Sanford down with that bullshit. You know. My ex-boyfriend, Cabbage Patch Kid, he did the same thing. He panhandled and begged for money and pots. Well, Sanford got the ball rolling on that. Hey, come on, help the kid out, you know. And people gave my ex-boyfriend, Cabbage Patch Kid, a lot of pots, nice clutches, aluminum intake already set up with nitrous ports, which I don't think he ever pumped any laughing gas into that thing. That's a mid-14-second car with a busted Detroit locker rear end. You know, he said he had 27 grand into it with between pots and, you know, money. But a good chunk of that came from people giving him money. He was begging to, hey, if you could help me out with this, help me out with money, help me out. You know, he was begging for subs too, besides money and pots. He had no problem being a beggar. Sanford had no problem being a beggar. Now we got a new beggar on the block, Sandy. Yeah, I got a couple of texts. Hey, B, give me a call when you get in. I guess Sandy. He's got another 318 project he wants to do. Hey, what happened to the Save the Children 318? Like, is that abandoned already? Well, I know it's been abandoned. They've just been trying to string people along, and they figure every time they bring somebody new into their fold, maybe it'll generate some excitement, or maybe now something will get done. You know, that King Hog is now doing flow bench testing for them. You know what I mean? Give them a little glimmer of hope that maybe now something will actually get done on that fucking engine. And now Sandy's off on his own right here. Announcing how he's begging. He wants people to give him pots. And he said, Brian, he put up a whole fucking laundry list, even showing a picture of a tunnel ram, aluminum tunnel ram. And he actually had every pot listed, what he needs to build that 318. He's asking people to give him all these pots. I said, what? I said, Brian, I ain't kidding. I went and I looked. Yeah, sure as shit. Saying it's going to go to benefit a good cause. Not saying what. Was this going to be for Shriners Hospital for Children now? You know? Fucking YouTube beggars. Just when I think it can't get any more absurd on here, something comes along. Wow. You know, I do recall when it was about a year We're going into, we're going into year 2 already, whether you realize it or not, with the Save the Children 310. We've passed the 1 year mark. We passed the 1.5 year mark. We're going into 2 years, and what's been built, and people were getting on Sanford. Sanford was ignoring it. What about that, Save the Children 3? He completely ignored it. Even when people would hit him up on questions on his yak sessions, his wife wouldn't feed him anything to do with that 310. Then it got to a point where little things started to be said, and then we know the shit hit the fan with that, and, Sanford made it official. He wants nothing to do with it, and their little interpersonal drama, each one pointing the finger at the other one as to why nothing's getting done, and we know about that. This way they both get their ass off the fucking hook, But, and then Sandy, he was getting hit with questions. And the Crypt Keeper, I'm trying to think of the excuses he put out. Well, I'm still doing research. With the Crypt Keeper, it was all about research. With him, it's about trying to hold his fucking bowels and be able to stand up for 10 seconds without falling on his rickety old ass. Like he's going to be there doing machine work and standing there. It is, physically, taxing on your body, and, like he's going to do any fucking real work on that thing. His excuse was he was doing research. Then I heard Sandy with people, hey, what's up with that? Save the Children 318. How come you're not doing anything with it? And Sandy ignored it and ignored it and ignored it and ignored it. And then he got to a point, I guess she got really frustrated. People told me, said, man, he got fucking cocky with me, Brian, like you wouldn't believe it. I said, hey, what's up with that? You're not doing any work on it. Listen, I have other things I need to do. That's only a side project. This was a major project of importance that, got to get this built, because we can't start selling all these raffle tickets until it's built. We can't sell people raffle tickets without a product to be able to deliver to them. That would be considered a scam, fraud. You'd get in trouble for that shit. Even though it was a scam and a fraud. But they held back on selling all these raffle tickets. They were more concerned with, getting subs and views to build a channel, put money in their fucking pocket. That was their scam. And it's still going on to this. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I got a text. He says, yeah, Sandy got all pissed off at people. Listen, that's a side project. I got other things to do that's more important. I'll get around to it in my time, not your time. That was his excuse. And now he's got the time to be off on another 318. That will once again benefit a worthy cause, but he's not saying what this worthy cause is. But this time now he's begging for pots. Could you do that? If you wanted to do something with your car, your motorcycle, or you just want to fucking buy something, you don't want to pay for it yourself, would you be able to come on here and beg like these fucking motherfuckers do? Maybe because you got a little bit of self-respect, a little bit of dignity, a little bit of class, and you wouldn't want to humiliate yourself like that. And if I ever did that, Auntie Billy, my daughters, my son-in-laws, my brother would fucking disown me, and they would sit me down and give me a good talking to. What the fuck are you doing? Kenny and the crew would fucking smack me upside the head and say, what the fuck are you doing, Brian? Begging on YouTube? Maybe it's me, the way I was raised. If you can't afford it, you don't do it. You live within your means. You got a job and you're able to support yourself. You're doing okay, but you want to do a little something extra with the car, whatever. Get a part-time job. Working on a weekend or something, a couple of nights a week. That's what I did. It's what a lot of my friends did back in our day. We had our full-time jobs. And we wanted to do a little bit more, and especially in the winter when, We're not racing them. We're not, they're off the road. We had our junkers that we drove around for the winter, our winter beaters, as we called them. I had that $200 Toyota Celica, great car, man. I'll tell you, it got me through many and many a winter. We're not doing much. Pick up a part-time job here and there. I had part-time jobs on weekends, a couple of nights a week here, there. We all did. And that's when we did most of the work on our car was over the winter. It's when the good weather came, we wanted to be driving them. But then again, these guys don't drive any of these fucking cars. They're YouTube props. That's all they are. Totally useless. I doubt any of them would be able to pass any state inspection that has a state inspection. These cars will never get registered, insured, driven. Regardless of what happens to them, and nothing ever really happens to them, like Baby Border Rocker, MC Hammer car. Sanford's already been selling off shit, flipping. They just sit there, just look at them. Maybe it's just me, but cars are meant to be driven, If you're not driving them, having fun with them, enjoying them, what the fuck's the point of even wanting them? But on here, it's just a hook, an angle, a gimmick to get attention, to get views, to make that money. And then they sink even further and fucking beg and panhandle for pots and money, says, yeah, Brian. I saw it. I went and looked. Whole fucking laundry list, right down to fucking rocker arms. He's asking for people to donate all the pots necessary for him to build a 318. Unfucking believable. Hey, Jabba, pay attention. Pay attention to what these guys are doing. Maybe you can do that too. You know what I mean? You can get that Bel Air running and restored and roadworthy. You've already made it big enough for yourself, with all your fucking near-death experiences and all your other bullshit. Fuck it. You've already set the bar real low. Lower that motherfucking bar a little bit more and stop begging for money and pots. Come on, guy. What's wrong with you? Don't you know how to YouTube the way these guys know how to YouTube? Okay, I'm dead fucking tired. Hope you had a good day. I had a very busy day, with transport. So, catch up with you tomorrow.